Do you guys like all this patina stuff that's been going on? It's a little bit of rust, it's a little bit of paint, somewhere in between. People even do fake ones. Well, I want to take some real patina and try out a whole bunch of these products out here and see which ones will actually treat the rust so it doesn't get worse in the future, and then allow you to keep that paint and then do some clear coats over top of it as well. We're gonna try out a whole bunch of different products here, so stay tuned to see what we come up with. First things first, Noah's gonna hit this whole bad boy with some soapy water, clean it up, see what we're working with. There's a little bit of black, there's a little bit of blue, there's a whole lot of mold and
yeah, what is that? Moss? Looks like moss.
I thought, well, a rolling stone gathers no moss, but this baby hasn't rolled in a couple of decades. So first thing we did, we went after it with a little soap and water, got it a little soaked, then we got it out here, rinsed it some more, hit it with a rag, hit it with a little scratchy pad, try not to get rid of any of the paint. All of the mold and junk that was all over this thing went away, and now it's really showing off some interesting colors. We've got black, we've got blue, the rust is showing through it. I like this like real gentle hue change that we have up here. What do you think, man?
I'd like this color on my truck for sure.
I'm curious to see what remains after we start going through this and cleaning everything out. The hood is prepped. Now let's talk about this smorgasbord of products we're gonna test out and see what comes out with the best finish. We've got a wide array of stuff we're gonna test out on this. And I've been told these wipe-on clear coats, like from Vice Grip Garage or Poppy's Patina, they seal in the rust. It says it right there on the can. However, I'm not familiar with these products and I'm a little bit skeptical. To me, I think that a clear coat going onto the metal doesn't actually change the properties of iron oxide that's going on within the molecules of the steel. I think it's just sealing it in and maybe slowing down the process. So I want to try out putting on some acids and some other products that actually stop the iron oxidation process and then clear coating over top of them to see how they look. They might not get that same exact patina, but that's what we're going to try out. We're not going to do a year-long video here, so we're not going to get long-term results to find out how things actually held up, but at least we'll get to see the visual differences between these wipe-on patina coverage and these little clear coat and acid tricks. First up, we've got Ospo. This is an acid product that goes onto the metal and etches it. It also stops any rust that's going on with it. You clean it off with denatured alcohol, and then you go about your way. Next up, we've got Eastwood's Rust Converter. This you can spray on, wipe on, whatever you want. I have no idea what chemical is in it, but I've used it on a million things, and it kind of protects patina, but raw rust areas seem to change colors, so I'm not really sure how that's gonna work out for us. Next up, we got Poppy's Patina. Their kit comes with a wax and grease remover, so that's pretty neat. It reminds you to clean the thing. All it is a clear coat and a catalyst. You mix the two together, however the formula says, and you get whatever kind of finish you bought. We're going with a gloss finish on this because we just want to try out some different stuff. Then we got a hold of Vice Grip Garage. Derek over there sent us over a couple of things to try out. So we got the matte clear coat, of course, with the catalyst. Then we've got a bottle of matte and gloss. You can mix these two together and you can get a satin finish. Then for our parts that we did with the Ospo and the Eastwood Rust Converter, we're going to try out a low gloss clear coat and a regular clear coat over top of those acid treatments and see what we end up with. Since I've got so many products, I'm going to split the hood in half. On this side, I'm going to do rust treatment, half Eastwood, half Ospo, and then on this side, I'm only going to do the wipe-on clear coat products in the 3 different stages: matte, semi, and then full gloss. Over here, where we've done the rust treatment, then we're going to do wipe on over top of it, spray on over top of it, and we'll try out a few different shades throughout the whole thing. Both of these products have to sit for 24 hours. Normally I spray them both. The Ospo is really thin, so it levels out on its own pretty well. The Eastwood stuff, it is pretty thick. It has a higher viscosity. So when I brushed it on, it left a whole bunch of streaks. I wiped it off with a paper towel, and I'm sure it left enough behind that it's actually gonna treat the metal just like it did before. So in 24 hours, we'll see how it looks.
24 hours later.
It's been 24 hours and now this stuff has done its biz. The OSPA has kind of changed the color of the rust. It looks a lot darker than it did before. The Eastwood surprisingly did not change it much, but I think that's because I wiped it off afterwards. Normally you're supposed to leave all of the material on there, it soaks in and then it changes color. So did it actually do as much of a rust treatment? I don't know, but we put it on, we tried. Now we're gonna clean this stuff up and get on to the clear coat. Everything has been cleaned with wax and grease remover. We're gonna try out our wipe-on clear coat. So we're gonna start off with the Poppy's Patina gloss. Then we're gonna move on to the Vice Grip Garage stuff. So we're gonna take the matte and the gloss, mix it together, get us a satin, and then we're gonna try out their straight up matte stuff. So we'll get all three. We'll get gloss, satin, and matte all in one shot. Actually, we'll probably do the gloss back here where it's mostly rust, the satin in the middle where it's a little bit of both, and then the matte up here on the color, because I'm really curious how much color still comes through when you use a matte clear coat. But we're gonna start off with those.
24 hours later.
The wipe-ons are dry. Let's have a look. So I can say that I am not a fan. I mean, maybe I put it on wrong. I'm not really sure. There is some streaking, but mostly my biggest problem is that it's inconsistent, and there's like, it's like there's a shell on it, but there's not really a shell on it. The spots where there was paint, you know, it's very smooth. It looks good enough, I guess. But when it goes over top of just straight up rusted metal, not a good finish at all. You know, I mean, it's very abrasive. It's got a lot of pores. Also, I don't see a bit of difference between gloss, satin, and matte. So, I mean, that's pretty shiny for a matte finish, I would say. I don't know. And I see zero difference between the untreated metal and the metals that had acid on them. So putting it over top of treated metal doesn't affect the wipe-on clear coats, I guess. I'm gonna get this thing drug over to the booth, mask it off, and we're gonna do our satin and our gloss clear coats from a spray gun. Now you can spray these wipe-on clears through a spray gun, it says, but I mean, it says on the bottle wipe-on, so I wanted to try it in that application. Thus far, I'm not a big fan of it. We're gonna try the spray-ons to see if it gets a better finish over top of this rusty metal, but it's probably still gonna be pretty rough, so we'll see. Since I'm spraying two different clears, I put up little dividers, so hopefully it doesn't get too much mixing of the straight up gloss and the satin. I don't know if there'll be any difference. I haven't tried out that satin or low gloss clear before, but now we're on to the spraying stuff. dry. I brought it outside because I wanted to get the full sun effect and get the real view of everything. The verdict is real simple for me. The spray-on clear coats did a much better job of giving you an actual clear coat finish. This is the low gloss clear, so I mean it's not super crazy shiny, and I didn't mix it to make it super, you know, matte finish. I did it so that the more activator you put in it, the more sheen you have. So it's a low gloss, not a huge reflective surface, but look at how, you know, smooth the actual surface is. So this was like crazy thick pits in the rust there, same as this was where the wipe on. You can see so much texture in the wipe on stuff, whereas with the spray on low gloss, no texture whatsoever. You can still see the colors perfectly fine through there. I mean, you lose a little bit of the light transition from the blue yellowish to the orange rust that you'd see like on a completely untreated rusty hood. But I mean, the color looks amazing through that. Over here on the full gloss clear, I don't like it at all. The full gloss one, it orange peeled like crazy because I had to put it on super thick in order to get it to actually cover all of that texture. And yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna spend any time buffing a patina paint job. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say straight up gloss clear coat, regular clear coat over top of patina. No way, Jose, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. The wipe-ons though, I mean, I guess if that's the look you're going for, but I'm not a big fan. Yeah, it kept all the colors. I mean, I guess it sealed in the rust, but I don't like it. I think that this low gloss clear, you know, it gave me a great smooth finish. So if you want to wash the truck and all that kind of stuff, no problema, go for it. I'm probably a little biased in this because I normally do show quality paint jobs. So I'm used to spraying everything on. A wipe on clear coat just doesn't make any sense to me because there's no way you can get it perfectly smooth. So maybe a little bit biased, but I mean, I gave it a fair run. I did it the way the instructions tell you to do it. Like, you know, any old Joe off the street that doesn't know what he's doing is probably gonna do it the same exact way I did it. I think that the spray-on stuff is a million times better. But that's just my opinion. Y'all do with that what you want. See y'all out there. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Learn something new every day. This patina stuff ain't half bad, but it's definitely hard to get it really looking nice and keep it saved and protected and all that kind of jazz so it just doesn't keep rusting. I don't know. I think satin spray-on is probably the way to go.